Okay, so before today's episode starts, just ignore the fact I'm playing fucking Fallout 3 instead of Fallout 2. I tried playing Fallout 2 because, it's lore friendly for what today's topic is, Frank Horrigan. But I'm gonna throw up on screen right now how fucking stupid the clip came out. It literally tucked it in the top left corner, which is fucking bullshit, and I don't want to deal with fixing it. So Fallout 3. Okay, so like I said, this episode's gonna be on the fucking Giga Chat of the Wasteland, Frank Horrigan. Um, and also on my TikTok, which if you don't follow, you should really consider following it. I was receiving comments saying that the Enclave is fucking evil, but from a narrative standpoint, they're the coolest fucking faction to ever roam the wasteland. And that does not mean I condone every fucking thing they do. For example, the genocide they commit and slavery. But let's get to fucking Frankie. Frank was born in the beautiful year of 2211, 134 years after the bombs fell. And Frank was one of the Enclave's finest soldiers, but he had extremely low intelligence, but this kind of benefited him because it made him super loyal to the Enclave, which led to promotions throughout the ranks, and ended with him getting into the Presidential Secret Service, but this didn't last really long because he was deemed fucking insane, so he was moved to Wasteland Operations in 2236. Frank's division was one of several that was tasked with capturing Wastelanders and using them for what I said I was against earlier, slavery. And to bring them to Mariposa military base, where excavations began in September of that year. And slaves and construction crew that dug into the collapsed base, they removed tons of rocks, and those who were unprotected got exposed to low levels of FEV in those ruins, released after the base self-destruct, and mutations began to occur. At that same time, Frank was accidentally exposed to the virus, and sensing that opportunity, the Enclave sent him to the oil rig for study. For about 2 years, Frank was experimented on by the Enclave in the oil rig, and he was kept under heavy sedation and was frequently operated on. Eventually, he would start transforming into a mutant, which included a shit ton of strength, but he was still dumb as a bag of fucking rock. By January of 2239, the testing on Frank ceased, and they started using him in the field again. And in March of that same year, Frank was permanently sealed in power armor, custom made for him, and after field tests, he became the solution for a large number of the Enclave's problems. Nearly 3 years of continuous experimentation created a new model for the super mutant, towering above normal humans. With extreme levels of endurance, strength, and speed, Frank's power armor literally became his life. It was grafted onto his body and continuously injected him with drugs and other stabilizing agents. Other cybernetic elements, including bionic eyes and arm control mechanisms, as well as leg rotators and a slew of other things, would help Frank in becoming the deadliest entity to ever walk the wasteland. He's been seen ripping fucking death claws in half and shrugging off laser rifle rounds. Despite Frank's appearance, he's not considered a super mutant by himself and the Enclave scientists. He's instead considered an experiment, and by the soldiers, he's just seen as some kind of genetically engineered cybernetic freak, and most of them are unwilling to accompany him in the field operations. Like I said earlier, Frank was frequently used in the wasteland and tasked with solving any situations that may pose as a threat to the Enclave and Enclave operations. Some of them being killing rebellious Deathclaws in Vault 13, killing Matthew at the San Francisco Brotherhood bunker, and hunting down some elderly man whose knowledge could prove dangerous. But in 2242, Frank would lose his life to someone who he saw as inferior. When the Chosen One invaded Control Station Enclave and destroyed the computer, triggering a meltdown, Horrigan personally secured the exit to the PMV Valdez to prevent him from leaving the oil rig. In the ensuing fight, Frank was mortally wounded and damage to his system was too extensive, and he was quite literally blown in fucking half at the waist. But surprisingly, that did not kill him. He still managed to get up on his hands and taunt the Chosen One by saying he activated the self-destruct program and that they'll all die in a big old mushroom cloud send-off. After saying that, he collapsed and his head fucking blew up. Now, that's really the end of Frank's story, but I still have yet to dive into how he is in-game. In Fallout 2, Frank has all of his special stats maxed out to 10 and his HP is at 999. And a high amount of AP allows him to attack multiple times per turn, and he towers over the player with a height of 12 feet. He wields two weapons that are normally unobtainable, which are the End Boss Plasma Gun and the End Boss Plasma Knife. His armor grants him high resistance to small arms, fire, explosions, and laser and plasma bolts, but he's still somewhat vulnerable to electricity. Now that's going to be all for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please consider liking, subscribing, and following me on TikTok and Twitch. Have a great day, guys.